Okay, let's get into it. I'm very disappointed if you thought that I was going to leave you hanging. My apologies getting this video out a little bit later. Like I said, market for me closes at 1 p.m., so I was long gone. I took my parents out to lunch today, so just enjoyed the day. So I am sorry for getting this video out a little bit later. A couple of things I want to hit on before we get into it. It's been so cool to see the emails that I'm getting on, people applying what I'm teaching them into their own trading daily. It's an amazing thing. And the most common ones that I'm getting is, Markel, I've only been trading off of higher time frame key levels. I've got rid of the indicators on my charts. I'm trading with the overall time frame. I'm trading on the 2 minute time frame. I'm trading with the overall trend. And the conclusion to it is I can't believe how common and relaxing it feels to trade now. So I really want to hit on that because today, right? If you're chasing everything, today gave you some sweaty palms. Today your respiratory rate went up, your heart rate went up when we had all this morning downside. The only name that we were looking to short coming into today was Tesla, and that's a name that I did short for a win. Other than that, we know we're bullish bias on a lot of these names. So what I've been trying to teach you is trading psychology. A lot of people see that as an opportunity, like, oh my gosh, morning downside, let me hurry up and short. I see that as, hey, I'm just looking for pullback long entries, and we're going to get into some tech names right now, and you'll see exactly what I mean. I'm trying to teach you how to enter high probability setups, high probability trades. So remember, trading is what you make it. So really cool to get those type of messages. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the love, support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and like I always say, the same trades that I'm taking every single day are the exact same trades that I'm giving you. So let's get into it. So you can see here on the SPY, we're on the weekly time frame. We are sitting above 653. So that being said, I am bullish bias on this market on SPY as long as we are sitting above 653. You can clearly see 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, even 5 times actually, that every time on the weekly we have pulled back to the 653. Buyers have stepped up very aggressively, pushing this thing higher. So as long as we are above 653 on the SPY, I am bullish bias. Now, let's go here on the daily. You can see we ended up having a pullback long type of day. That's what I'm calling it. See the terminology that I'm using it? A pullback long type of day, because we are not bearish bias. I'm not looking to short anything on this SPY, on Qs, on the overall market. You can see as soon as we started to push into the 653, buyers stepped up very aggressively. We see this every time we push into this. We see this every single time. That's no coincidence. So that being said, we are bullish bias on the overall market. Now, like I said yesterday, I'm pretty much hands off in here because this is a channel. We're sitting sideways. I don't want anything to do in here on the SPY under 673. Sorry, 673. You go here, you're bullish bias. So if you're looking to trade the SPY and you're looking to scalp this, however you want to go about it, you're just looking for a break and retest over key levels. As long as we're above the 653, we're bullish bias. Now, tomorrow, if we gap down or if we fall under 653, I'm automatically switching to bearish bias, right? Never marry a bias. But market structure is intact. So we are bullish bias on this name. You can see, buyer stepped up at the end of the day. We got a break and retest over the 661, and we pretty much had a V-shaped recovery. We got back over the high day and pushed higher. So we can definitely expect some big movements coming in when Nvidia earnings come out, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But going into tomorrow, I'm bullish bias on the SPY. If you're looking to trade this name, you can look for a break and retest off all these key levels to the upside. Me personally, I'm hands off as long as we are under 673. That is my dip buy. Hopefully we can get back up there and get a break and retest over that. Or like I just showed you on the daily, I've been trying to really teach you, the trend is your friend and the dip is your best friend. We've seen this before. We've seen this before. I always teach, history likes to repeat itself. So we pushed up all the way here. We pushed up from 653 up to 673. We sold off. And when we came back and buyers defended this thing, we pushed all the way up and made a new all-time high. So this could be a possible dip buy. And if it is, this is the best entry for it. This is the best entry for it. So for me, as of now, my two key levels that I'm watching is 673 and 653. Off of 653, this is very valid, or one of these. Just got to read the price action, got to be patient, and let the trade come to us. Qs, same thing. We push down to the bottom of this range. We can see every time we do, buyers step up, push this thing higher. If we pull back a little bit more today, buyers did step up aggressively. You can see this hammer stick candle, right? And buyers push this thing back up. So we're still bullish bias, but just like I broke down on the SPY, this is very valid. Don't be surprised if something like that happens. I'm going to go to a couple of these tech names right now. And you're going to see exactly what I mean on when I say, if you trade with the overall trend, trading is easy, right? It's more relaxing. It's common. It's very hard to trade when every day you come into the market, you're marking out your pre-market high, your pre-market low, your 5-minute high, your 5-minute low, your 15-minute high, your 15-minute low, your previous day high, your previous day low. Everything looks like a trade. Everything looks like a setup. And in reality, it's not. I promise you, there's a big difference between looking for a trade and letting your trades come to you. And when you cluster your chart with all those quote unquote key levels, it's very hard to be consistently profitable because everything looks like a setup when it's not. So if you've been applying what I'm teaching you, today was a relaxing day. You saw the morning downside. Something that I always teach is never chase the morning downside. You will get smoked more than you will win chasing the morning downside. The reason that I'm saying that in a trending market is because if the market's pulling back, I don't want to get caught in a squeeze on that morning downside. We seen that last Friday. We seen it on market open yesterday. I don't want to get caught in a squeeze of, all right, you know what? I'm gonna join everyone else. I'm gonna look to short this market, even though we're trending to the higher. I'm sorry, to the upside. I'm gonna look to take a short, and then I get squeezed out of my position for a loss. And what does that do? Say it with me. Fuels that move higher. So as long as we are above this 587.85 here on QQQ, I am bullish bias. All you're looking for is break and retest to the upside. These are still the highest probability setups. You're trading with the overall trend. You're trading with the overall time frame. Now, just like I said on the SPY, as long as I'm under 612.80, I don't want to do anything on the Qs. The reason for that being is because it's just a sideways action. There's nothing in there for me. So the two key levels for me going into tomorrow here on Qs is 612.80, right? And this 587. Let me scoot this over. This 587. This is a key level. Same thing I said on the SPY. It can be one of these, or it can be one of these. You got to be patient. You got to read the price action and let your trades come to you. I'll go here on the intraday really quick. You can see buyer stepped up. We had a V-shaped recovery. I mean, this is Qs we're talking about. This is not like it's a stock like Tesla that's moving 15, 20 plus dollars in a day. This was a lot of morning downside. And what do? We shot right back up. Almost got back to the high day. So buyers are in control. Buyers are in control. So what do I mean when I say, all right, well, this is just a morning squeeze, right? And what does that do? Fuels that move higher. We're bullish bias. The higher probability shots is looking for the dip to the upside. So coming into tomorrow, if you want to look for a break and retest over 595, 602, by all means, go for it. But for me, the only two key levels is the 612.80, which is way up here, or this 587.85. I'm not going to be so quick to jump the gun and look to short this thing if we want to fall into the previous day low and all that. I want to see, all right, will buyers pull back here? And this is just loading up. Will buyers come back and we do one of these and do that? Will buyers do this and do that? You got to read the price action. So you know what I'm looking for. Even if I do look to short this name, I need proper displacement. Why? Because I don't want to be caught in a squeeze and that fuels this move higher. I'm going to need proper displacement before I even look to short the Qs. So this is really your key level tomorrow, this 587.85, if we want to stay heavy. Tesla, plan your trade your plan. So the game plan, like I've been saying, the only name I'm looking to go short off of on this overall market is Tesla, as long as we are under 410. We can start to see here that our 410 is being highly respected. Give me one sec. We're starting to see our 410 is being highly respected, right? That was last Friday. We got a break and retest over this level yesterday. We had this was our pre-market high coming into today. Price pushed up into this 410 again. Seller stepped in, pushed this thing lower. So our 410 is being highly respected. We are bearish bias now on Tesla. Like I said, you can see here, I got a long or short off of this because if we get a break and retest over 410, we are now bullish bias and we can target the top of this range or any unmitigated liquidity to the upside. But as long as we're under 410, I'm bearish bias. Today was the game plan was a short under 402. If I get a break and retest under that, I'm taking it. That's exactly what's set up. I took that shot. Beautiful trade to the downside, played the momentum, got out, clean execution. Plan your trade, trade your plan. Now, something I'm starting to notice here on Tesla is, we're starting to form a little channel. It's like this thing it's like Tesla just wants to only stay in channels. We're starting to just do a little bit of this. You can clearly see. Game plan for me tomorrow is really the exact same game plan as it was for me today. I'm going to need price action to develop a little bit more to say, okay, we're officially in a channel. On the daily, we look fine. I'll zoom out here in a little bit. But this, valid. I would prefer this. This is really my A+ opportunity short tomorrow. Why? Because we'll be under the previous day low. That's what I want. Why? Well, outside of a channel. Remember, if price is in between the previous day high and the previous day low, on a technical standpoint, price is not moving higher or lower. Today, we actually did fall under the previous day low. We got that downside move, we reclaimed it, and this thing went higher. But tomorrow, I would say my A+ opportunity, for a short at least, is under this 289.25, just because I'm under this previous day low. But these are valid shots. I'm looking for a short off of 402. It's the exact same trade that I took today. I took a break and retest off of 402 to the downside, or even this, a pop and fade off of 410. We can clearly see this is being respected very, very well. That's a solid shot. That's a very, very solid shot. So those are your key levels on Tesla going into tomorrow. As long as we're under 410, we are bearish bias. Not going to go into the video. We have earnings tomorrow. But what do I want to say? We know we're bullish bias on this name. I just want to show you market structure. We know we're bullish bias. We know the trend is our friend and the dip is what? Our best friend. So if you're a beginner trader and you see this downside, you're thinking 5-minute RB, this and that. Sure, you get your little scalp, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way to trade. But if you're the patient trader and you're applying what I'm teaching you, you're very calm. You're letting your trades come to you. You're holding your water, and you know you're looking for a pullback long entry. That's the highest probability setup. I want to trade with the overall trend. There's no coincidence. We pull back to the dot on our key level, and this thing shoots all the way back up to the top of the range. You tell me what's the more comfortable trade. You tell me what's the higher probability trade, right? This pullback long, we're still intact to the upside. And what do? We push all the way back up to the top of the range. That is beautiful. That is textbook. So I just wanted to show you an example on what I mean when I say, hey, I know some traders like, all right, cool, we're under the previous day low. Let's look for the break and retest under the previous day low. For me, I said, well, on the weekly and on the daily, we're trending to the upside. I'm not looking to short this name. I know we're bullish bias. The trend is your friend. The dip is your best friend. I'm just looking for an opportunity, right? It's all in the mind. So you have to train your mind and think, all right, If we got this morning downside and we're pulling back, I'm just looking for, my job as a trader is to enter high probability setup. So I'm having to wait for price to pull back to a key support level, buyers step in and then push this thing higher. So let's just zoom out here on the daily. Does this really look like a name that's bearish? Not at all. Not at all. I mean, we can see here our key levels being respected. Like I said, we don't want to be in any channels. We're not even touching this until after earnings, but I just want to show you an example of like, hey, these are the dip buys. The trend is your friend, the dip is your best friend. Apple, really not much on Apple today. You can see today was pretty much identical to yesterday. We ended up falling under 267.10. I was watching it. I was watching it. Did not get a deep enough pullback because, right, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Targeting up here. That is a solid shot. So still being patient here on Apple, but today was really an identical day. In between the previous day high, previous day low, we ended up reclaiming the previous day low and we pushed this thing higher. I've been saying if you want to take a long position off of 267.10, that's a valid shot because you're getting in at the bottom of the range and you can clearly see this 267.10 is being respected perfectly. I'll go here on the intraday, right? Morning downside, a lot of morning downside. We pull back, but you know you're not looking to short. You know you're not looking to short. So this doesn't phase you. This doesn't make you feel panicked. This doesn't make you feel FOMO. This doesn't make you feel like you're missing out, right? You just know, okay, well, I'm just waiting for a pullback to my 264.05. If I can get a deep enough pullback, this is an A plus long opportunity. If I can reclaim this level, this is an A plus long opportunity. So really hope that helps, but really nothing today on Apple. Same game plan as it was today, going into tomorrow, a long over 271.40 or a pullback long off this 264.05. Like I said, very valid to go long off this 267.10 if you want. But you know me, I do not trade channels because those are low probability environments. Why? Because you can't expect price to move higher or lower or have continuation. I always say you got to know the pros and cons to your system. What are the cons to the break and retest, channels, and consolidation? I don't want anything in here. Beautiful proof of last week. Just go to look at last week's price action when we were sitting above this channel on how clean it was. That's exactly why we avoid channels. But this is valid. This is a dip buy. I want to be in a trade down here before we get back to the top of this range. AMD, textbook, bro. So this is what I mean when I say, hey, the trend is your friend, the dip is your best friend. That morning downside, if you're applying what I'm telling you, that morning downside did not scare you. You just said, okay, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for an A plus long opportunity. This is no coincidence. This is no coincidence. We know as long as we are above 225, we are bullish bias. I said, hey, you're one of the best trades you can look for is a pullback long here. This is because we know as long as we're above this, we're bullish bias on this name. This happened 2 Fridays ago. What happened when buyer stepped up here, pushed it back to the top of the range? This is identical, right? Heavy pullback, but the dip is your friend, right? And the trend is what? Your best friend. So let's go here. I mean, this is on the daily, right? The game plan today was either a long off this 234.20 or a pullback long off of 225. If you caught this long off of 225 and you embraced the risk and you were able to sit in your trade and you were able to let it play out and develop, this is your high RR trade. This is the highest probability trade. We know we're not chasing this. We know we're not chasing that, right? Pull back. There's no coincidence. Buyers step up very aggressively here. And what does that do? Fuels that move higher. Look at that. That is textbook. That is beautiful. So coming into tomorrow, I kind of don't really like a long. Give me one sec. I really don't like a long off this 234.20. You can see it's clearly a key level here that's being respected. But you can look for one of these. You could definitely look for, if you are looking to go long on this name, which obviously we are because we're bullish bias as long as we're above 225, I'm looking for this, right? And that's a solid setup because I would see that as a daily double bottom, right? This is a liquidity pocket because it also correlates with the previous day low. That's a very valid shot. You can definitely look for that, but I definitely want that. This is the trade I want over this 242.80. I'll go here on the daily just to show you exactly why that is. This, right? It's just a channel. It's tough in there. I don't want to be in that. I don't want to be in that. Like I've showed you on the higher time frame, this is really a bull flag setting up on the daily. This is really my solid shot that I'm looking for. But today, if you caught that, kudos to you. That was off the pre-market game plan. You know 225 is your key level here. There's no coincidence. There's no coincidence that every time we pull back down here, buyers are stepping up and pushing this thing higher. We do it 2 Fridays ago, push this thing higher. Is today maybe the start of pushing this thing back to the top of the range? I guess we'll find out. But you know you came into today not looking to short this name. And Palantir. So really nothing going on right now on Palantir. We know we are bearish bias now that we are under 169. Let me zoom in here on the 15-minute, right? Crazy price action. This 169 is really the key level to watch here. Would have been a very tough trade to take. It did set up, but volatile open today, right? You did get the break. You did get the retest. We did push through the lower day. We did move lower. But look at the candles at open compared to maybe 2 hours after open and how clean that got. So 169 on Palantir is really your key level to watch. Now that those are done, we're going to go to the side watches. I really want to hit on Amazon. I've been asked a lot of questions about Amazon, so I really want to break this down thoroughly for you folks. So I am now biased on Amazon. So whenever I have a bias on a name, that means I'm open to long that name and short that name. But what are you noticing here? We're in a channel, and this is the weekly. So what we had, what's occurred these last 2 days is exactly what we did not want to see on Amazon. I wanted to see the top of this channel turn into support. We didn't get that. We fell back into this. So this is all consolidation. This is the highest probability shot. That's exactly what I want to see. You see the visual there of that being a higher high forming, right? A break and retest over this continuing higher. That's what you want to see. So for me personally, I'm just hands off this name because we're just in here. And this is on the weekly time frame. There's nothing going on in there. So you can look to short and you can look to long. Off key levels in here. I'll go here on the daily. You can kind of see what I mean more. Look at that. Does this look like anything trending? Not at all. This just looks like sideways action, right? Just looks like sideways action. Now, of course, I only have weekly levels here. I don't have any daily levels marked out. I don't really touch Amazon that much. The only way I'm really looking to take a trade on this name is one of these. That's about it. That's about it. But you can definitely look to take a long or short off these 2 weekly levels here on Amazon. Google is very strong. Google is very strong. You can see we actually ended up pulling back today to the 278 buyer step, very aggressively pushing this back to the top of the range. I mean, just look at the overall market, what it did today on the pullback, and Google held up. Google held up. I mean, you can see buyers here stepped up very aggressively. But like I've been saying, I'm really hands off on this name. I don't want anything to do up here. We're bullish bias. We know that for a fact. But I want to be in something down here, right? And we know I'm looking for this. This is really the A plus dip buy. Looking for that. See how clean that structure looks? I'm looking for that off the 256.70. So just be patient on Google. I mean, you can clearly see at the top of the range, we're just consolidating. Hope this helps. Hope you guys had a good day. Hope you guys are having a good week. Thank you for the love, support. It makes me happy that you folks are learning. I'm getting a ton of emails, a ton of questions. It's super cool. So I just want to make this very easy for you. I want to show you that, hey, trading can be very easy and very simple, or it can be very hard and very complex. The choice is really yours, whether you believe that or not. It really is yours. So I hope this helps. Let's keep this ball rolling. Let's keep the momentum going. Super solid day. We planned our trade, traded our plan, and let's keep the ball rolling. I will see you guys tomorrow.